On the board out there are 14 new tracts that I put out. We get these things about once a... Are that's them? All right. How did you find it? Thank you, son. Here, let me go through them real quick so you get the idea of what's out there on the board. We've been studying on Sunday nights Solomon and the building of the temple, particularly how he was supposed to build the temple according to the pattern that God gave him. And this would replace the tabernacle. And Moses was to build the tabernacle according to the plans, the pattern that God gave him. Why was it so important to do it just that way? Well, here we have a little card called Types and Antitypes. You see, there was things about that tabernacle and that temple in the Old Testament that teach us about the church in the New Testament. That's on one side of this card. On the other side is a similar concept about the ark. God told Noah to build the ark. There's things about studying Noah's ark that help us understand things about God's church in the New Testament. So this little card that's got those things spelled out on there is in that track rack. Here's one. The all roads lead to heaven. Okay, you've heard that, haven't you? You've probably heard it this way. We're all going to heaven. We're all just taking different routes. Have you ever thought about how Jesus, it'd been so easy for Jesus to say that every year Jews would come to Jerusalem. He could have said, well, we're all going to Jerusalem. We're just taking different roads. He never said that. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. He said, broad is the gate and wide is the way that leads to destruction. And many there be that go in thereat. But narrow is the gate and straight is the way that leads to life. And few there be that find it. What are you going to believe? Are you going to believe just what you want to believe or what you would like to hear? Or are we going to believe what Jesus said? Do all roads lead to heaven? You want to study that? There's a track that brings out some of the biblical teachings on that in that for you. The responsibilities of elders. How's the New Testament church to be organized? Who looks after the local flocks? Well, God's appointed elders. What should we expect out of elders? We've got 3 men here. I'm one of them that serve as elders for this church. What do we expect from elders? You know, the Bible warns elders not to lord it over people. That right there shows they have some authority that they could abuse. They have authority, but they're warned not to abuse it. And if you want to understand what God's plan for elders is and how, here's a track on God's responsibility of elders. The great invitation. The Spirit and the bride say, come. Have you ever received invitations and think, boy, that would be great if I could accept that? You have to accept invitations, don't you? So here's the great invitation. God's extended His invitation to you. Our responsibility is to respond to the invitation. Here's a track on the great invitation. Here's one, Brian, you could have used Wednesday night. And I think, what's the name of our song? Our invitation song? What is it? Why Do You Wait? There's another song, Careless Soul, Why Do You Linger? It's Wandering from the Fold of God. Here's a track on that very subject. I'll tell you why you don't want to wait. You need to be baptized into Christ. And if after you have been baptized, you've messed up in your life, you need to get it straight, and you don't need to put this off. And here's the reasons. One reason is Jesus could return at any minute. Now, we don't know when, but He could come at any time. You don't want to wait. It'll be too late then. Another reason, death can come at any minute. We might think we're doing just fine and not know what's in store for the rest of this day. You don't want to put this off. You won't be able to do anything about it then. Here's another reason you don't want to wait. I've seen people do this. They put it off so long that they're no longer capable of responding to the Lord's teachings. They lose their ability to think and to reason and to respond. You don't want to wait until you're mentally incapacitated. It'll be too late. It'll be too late. And then there's another reason here. When you wait, when you know what you need to do and you wait, you know what this is doing? It is hardening your heart. And you don't want that to happen. You can come so hard in your heart. You know, I need to do this, but I put it off so long, it gets easier, and for long, I don't even care about that. You don't want that to happen. Why do you wait, dear brother? Questions to answer on the judgment day. Did you know every secret thought is going to be revealed on the judgment day? Are we ready for that day to come? Here's one. I don't want you to join my church. You ever heard anybody? I don't want you to join my church. It talks about the idea people say, well, let's join the church of our choice. Well, that sounds pretty good. But what if we looked and said, let's join the church of Christ's choice? Look in the Bible, see what that says. Let's join the one He wants us to join. That's another way to look at that question. About the half has not been told, that comes from a story about Solomon, but on the great things and spiritual blessings we have, the half hasn't been told. 5 secrets to friendship. You wonder why some people have so many friends and others don't seem to make friends? Well, this might kind of help. My wife's grandfather used to have a lot of friends. I said, Papa, how'd you get all those many friends? He said, if you want to be friend, you got to be friendly. And he mastered that. Overcoming the spiritual blahs. The first Christian in Europe. This is about Lydia. I'll talk about her in just a moment. Picking God's pocket. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me, saith the prophet. Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. When we fail to give to God that which is His, it's taking from God. And then a lesson on Psalm 40. Don't quit in the pit. Life is full of pits, but you don't want to stop there. You can come out of those pits. A track on don't quit in the pit. Well, there's about 30 or 35 tracts out there. About 30, I think 34 tracts out there. 14 new ones that are out there. And you can pursue those at the end of the lesson.